We're at the stage right now where people are looking at the results of NAFTA, looking at what's going on with the TPP, the TTIP, and saying, that's enough. Stop. We're not going to do that. We know where this leads. We've already seen what happened with NAFTA. We've seen what happened in Italy and so forth. We're going to stop this. And we can see what happens as well in the ancillary issues in terms of the organized crime, the influence of these different mafia groups that come in as part of this. It reminds me very much of what happened in the 1860s. You know, that's the time of the American Civil War. And of course, we're all told in our government schools that it was simply a war about the liberation of slavery, okay? It wasn't. It wasn't. It may surprise you to know that at the same time we had our Civil War, there were massive forces that were happening in Europe as well. It was a consolidation of regional power centers into a concentrated, consolidated nation state. Just like the United States, Italy at that time was broken into a lot of different power regions that were pretty much separate and autonomous. There wasn't a central state. And they had a civil war in the 1860s, just as we do. And Garibaldi's army, look it up. Take a look at what's happening in that period of time in Italy. You've got agrarian interests, who basically had been the power center, the landed agrarian interest, and taking on the new industrial class. The new industrial class became the predominant class, and they established the centralized, concentrated nation state. Same thing happened in Italy that happened here. Agrarian versus industrial. The industrial side won. They created a concentrated, consolidated nation state. Slavery wasn't even an issue there. They used slavery. That was a small part of the issue here. They used that here to give them the moral high ground for a conflict that was happening everywhere. We are at the cusp of a similar major turn in history. As we've talked about many times, the fourth turning. We are at the point now where there is a major move to consolidate from that powerful nation state to a global government. And they're very worried about the precariat, because that's where the balance of power is going to be held if we can wake people up. Join us tonight, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, for the Nightly News.